So we've got 5 new updates on the Galaxy S26 Ultra, and a couple of these are genuinely unexpected. Let's get into it. What's up guys, Sal here. So by now everyone knows the headline feature of the S26 Ultra is the new privacy display. But what if I say it might not be an S26 Ultra exclusive? Yeah, it looks like the other two S26 models could get this feature as well. You see, Josh Skinner managed to install Samsung's Tips app that's specifically meant for the S26 Plus onto an older Samsung phone using a spoofing module. And inside that app, he found the exact same privacy display animation along with the same descriptive text that we've already seen inside the S26 Ultra Tips app. That's a big deal because that alone strongly suggests Samsung isn't locking this feature just to the Ultra. And interestingly, this lines up with a South Korean report from a few days ago, which also claimed that all 3 S26 models will get the privacy display, not just the Ultra. And before you ask, no, this doesn't mean older Galaxy phones will get it later. Nope, this is a hardware feature that requires Samsung's Flex Magic Pixel OLED panel. You can't enable this with a software update. Now we have some more surprising details about the 24 megapixel camera mode debuting with the S26. First up, this mode is staying exclusive to the S26 lineup. Older devices, including the S25 lineup, will not get this with One UI 8.5 update, even though the camera hardware itself hasn't changed all that much. Why? Honestly, your guess is as good as mine. But if I had to throw out a reason, it's probably the obvious one. Maybe they want you to buy the S26 lineup. Locking features behind newer models is the easiest way to do that. But Ice Universe does add some interesting details about what it can do. Apparently, this 24 megapixel mode works for both regular photos and portrait mode, and the image output is noticeably better than what you get from Expert RAW. Surprisingly, it's even better than the default 12 megapixel mode. So naturally, the question is, why not just make this the default mode instead of 12 megapixels? Well, here's the catch. This new 24 megapixel mode takes about 3 seconds to finish image processing after you press the shutter. Compare that to 12 megapixel mode, which is basically instant. So no, this isn't ideal for everyday situations, but for those moments where you actually want the best possible photo, this is gonna be really good. Just keep in mind, you'll need to download the Camera Assistant app and manually enable the 24 megapixel mode from there. Once you do that, the 24 megapixel option shows up directly inside the camera app. Moving on, we've got some really odd data around another major S26 Ultra upgrade, the jump to 60 watt wired charging. According to Ice Universe, Samsung's internal testing shows the S26 Ultra can charge from 0 to 75% in 30 minutes. This was done under lab conditions, so keep that context in mind. But here's where it starts to fall apart. The S25 Ultra with 45 watt charging already hits roughly 0 to 72% in the same 30 minutes. So you're telling me a 15 watt bump only gets you an extra 3%? Yeah, the math is not mathing. Realistically, it should be closer to around 85% in that time frame. So yeah, either something is off with these numbers or the way they're being reported isn't entirely accurate. I'll keep you updated once we get clearer information on what's actually going on here. Next up, you might have seen that video floating around of the S26 Ultra inside its retail box. A lot of people are calling it the real deal, but I'm gonna say this very clearly, it's not. This device is a clone. There's also another image from a seller showing the same thing. These third-party clones are made by random manufacturers, usually in China, and they're produced before the real phone even launches. They're based purely on leaks, rumors, and early renders. That's why they always look slightly off if you know what to look for. So no, this is not the real S26 Ultra. The actual phone will look significantly better than this. And finally, let's talk about the launch date. A recent Korean report claimed the Unpacked event for the S26 lineup would take place on February 25th. And now, Evan Blass, who's the OG leaker, has confirmed that February 25th is indeed the date Samsung will officially unveil these phones. So mark it down, February 25th is the launch, and availability should follow a couple of weeks later in early March. Now here's the thing, with the S26 Ultra, Samsung is about to do something unexpected. Honestly, not in a good way. Click here for all the details, and I'll see you there.